Hi everyone, welcome back to Active Class. In this video, we are going to learn how to calculate the mean of continuous series, also known as group data. If you have ever looked at a frequency table and wondered how to find the average, you are in the right place. So grab a pen and notebook and let's get it started. In a continuous series, data is presented in the form of class interval and their corresponding frequencies. For example, here the marks and frequencies are shown in the table. So the marks is in class interval form, which is a continuous series of data. Have you wondered how to calculate the average, that is mean of a continuous data? Let's jump into the step-by-step process of its calculation. Step 1. We present the data in the frequency table and obtain each class mid-value in the same table. Here we are given marks in the class interval and frequencies, so we make a frequency table with the mid-value of class interval. This is the frequency table. For each class, we are given frequency. So here, in the class 20 to 30, the frequency is 12 and the mid-value of this class 20 to 30 is 25. To calculate the mid-value, we add the lower limit and upper limit and divide it with 2. So if you add 20 and 30, then you will get 50. 50 divided by 2 is 25. So the mid value is 25 here. Likewise, all the class intervals are written over here with their corresponding frequencies, and mid value, that is the value between these two numbers in the class, is written over here. This is the first step. Now let's move to the second step. Multiply the mid value with corresponding frequency and obtain FM. Here we multiply this mid value 25 and its corresponding frequency 12 and write over here. That will be the F times M, which is FM. Let's do it for all the data. So we have multiplied 12 and 25, which gives us 30. 7 times 35 is 245. 8 times 45 is 360. 3 times 35 is 165. 10 times 65 is 650. So we are done with the second step. First, we make the frequency table with mid value. Step 2, in the same table we multiply the frequency and mid value. Step 2, in the same table we multiply the mid value and corresponding frequencies and write. Let's move to the third step. Find the sum of FM and sum of F. Here, all the FMs are written over the third column and all the F's, that is frequencies, are in the yellow color. So if we add them, what do we get? We get sum of F and sum of FM. That is, sum of F means we need to add 12, 7, 8, 3 and 10, which gives us 40. We represent it by N as well. And sum of FM, that is 300, 245, 360, 165 and 650. If we add them all, then that gives us 1720, which we call summation FM. Here this symbol is called summation. Now we use the formula to calculate the mean. The formula to calculate mean is summation FM by summation F. We have calculated the value of summation FM, which is 1720, and the value of summation F, which we also represent with the alphabet N. So if we divide this value with this one, that gives us mean. Let's do it. Mean equals to summation FM by N. Summation F is 1720. N is 40. So 1720 divided by 40 is 43. Therefore, the average marks of the given data is 43. I believe you understood the basic steps of calculating mean of continuous data. First, we make the frequency table with mid value. Second, we multiply the corresponding frequencies and mid values. Finally, we add all the FM and all the F and use this formula. Let's move to some more numerical problems. The table given below represents the age distribution of patients admitted to the hospital during the last month. This is the table. Age in years, it is the interval of age, class interval of age, and number of patients are given there. First question is find the average age of the patient. Second question are a little more tricky one. If the average age of the patients were 35 years, how many children of 5 to 15 years would be admitted to the hospital? Let's move to the first question. We follow the same 3 steps that we did just before to calculate the average age. Here the term average and mean has the same meaning. Let's do it. Do you remember the first step of the calculation that we did just before? Very good. The frequency table with mid value. Here I have listed the ages and corresponding frequencies as well as the corresponding mid values of the age interval. In the interval 5 to 15, the frequency is 50 and the mid value is 10. Likewise, for the other intervals, the corresponding frequencies are in the yellow color and the mid value are also given just by the side of frequencies. Let's move to the second step. Can you please recall the second step? We multiply frequency and mid value F times M. Like if you multiply 50 and 10, they are corresponding frequencies and mid values, then we will get 500. We follow the same process and multiplies all the frequencies and corresponding mid values. Let's do it. 5 times 10, 500. Likewise, 70 times 20, 1400. So I've multiplied all the frequencies and corresponding mid values over here. Now, the third step is we add all the frequencies as well as all the FMs and we get the summation F as well as summation FM, right? Okay, if you add all the frequencies, then you get 400. If you add all the FMs like this 500, 1400, 1800, 4000, 4000 and 2400, then you will get 14,100. After getting these two values, the mean is just the division of summation FM and summation F, right? Let's calculate the mean. X bar equals to summation FM by N. Summation FM is 14,100 and N is 4,000. If you divide it using your calculator, then you'll get 35.25. This means the average age of the patients admitted to the hospital during the last month is 35.25 years. This is all about the first question. Let's move to the second one. If the average age of the patients were 35 years, how many children of 5 to 15 years would be admitted to the hospital? Initially, the number of children of 5 to 15 years were 15 numbers. And in that situation, the average age was 35.25. This one. Instead of this 35.25, if the average age was 35, then keeping all the other numbers same, what should be this number? So that is our question. In this question, no need to make the new frequency tables with mid value because we will be working on the same table that we made before. But we consider the number of children of age group 5 to 15. That will be X. Let X number of children of 5 to 15 years would have been admitted to the hospital if the average age equals to 35 years. This is our consideration. Instead of this 50, we expect X number of children to be admitted in the hospital. If that is the case, one thing you should be knowing that this 500 will not be 500. It will be changed into, because this is the multiplication of this 10 and 50. So if 50 is replaced with x, then this 500 should be replaced with x times 10, which is 10x. Okay, can you guess, in place of 50, if the number of patients or number of children is x, and in place of 500, if it is 10x, then what will be the value of summation fm and summation f? Of course, it's going to be changed, right? Can you guess? Good. So what happens over here is summation n, initially it was 400, and this 400 covers this 50. And what we are considering is there is no 50, but in place of 50 there is x, means you need to subtract this 50 from 400 and add the x. You removed 50 and you added x. So 400 minus 50 is 350 plus x remains same. Am I clear? Okay. Likewise, what happens in case of fm? This 14,100 includes 500, right? So if you are excluding 500, then just subtract it. And in place of 500, you are including 10x, so add 10x. Therefore, fm becomes 14,100 minus 500 plus 10x. 14,100 minus 500 is 13,600 plus 10x. And you know, mean equals to summation fm by n, right? Let's replace all the terminologies, all the symbols with the values that you have listed above. Like x bar, we have written 35. Summation fm, we have calculated over here. N, we have calculated over here. Let's do further. 35, summation fm, 13,600 plus 10x by n is 350 plus x. Now we do the cross multiplication. Okay, 35 multiplies the denominator and numerator remains same. 35 times 350 plus 35 times x equals to 13,600 plus 10x. Let's multiply. 35 times 350 is 12,250. 35 times x is 35x, and the right hand side remains same. Let's keep the like terms together, means 35x and 10x, they are like terms, so I kept plus 10x and 35x on the left side, so plus 10x becomes minus 10x, and 13,600 and 12,250, I kept them on the right side. If you subtract, 35 minus 10 is 25, 13,600 minus 12,250 is 1350, this 25 divides the right side, and finally we get x equals to 54. See? Initially there were 50 children. We consider no, it should be x, and we got the value 54. Means 54 number of children of 5 to 15 years old would have been admitted to the hospital to get average age 35 years. We are done with the second question. Let's drill one more question. That is question 3. In question 3, if the mean of the given data is 36, find the value of p. So in the previous two questions, we were given the data and we are supposed to find the mean. Here in this question, we are given the data and mean both, but one frequency is missing. See? The number of teachers of the age group 40 to 50 is missing. It is p. It's a variable. So let's calculate its value, okay? First step remains same. Make a frequency table with mid value. Second step, multiply the frequency and mid value. Okay? I'm not going to explain. Only thing you have to be careful is if you multiply p and 45, then it becomes 45p. And let's move to the third step. What is it? Very good. Add all the frequencies, add all the FMs, and write using the symbol sum. Summation F means you need to add 3, 8, 15, P4. 3, 8, 15, P4. I add it, and P is unlike term, so add only the numbers. 3 plus 8 plus 15 plus 4, 30 plus P remains as it is. And on the right hand side, 45 plus 200 plus 525 plus 45P plus 220. Again, this 45P is unlike term. So just add the numbers and keep 45P as it is. Okay. 45 plus 200 plus 525 plus 220. It's 920. And 45P remains as it is. Do you remember the formula to calculate mean? Can you please tell? Yeah, very good. So mean equals to summation Fm by n. It remains same. Now we replace all the values. Mean is 36, summation Fm 990 plus 45 and 30 plus P. I just replaced, and as I told you before, we do the cross multiplication. 35 multiplies 30 and 36 multiplies 30 and 36 multiplies P equals to 990 plus 45P remains same. Multiply 30 into 36, that gives you 1080. 36 into P is 36 itself, equals to the right hand side same. Let's keep the like terms together, means 1080 and 990. I've kept them in left side. 45 and 36, I've kept them on right side. See, plus 36 has become minus 36, plus 990 has become 990. Finally, 1080 minus 990 is 90, equals to 45 minus 36 is 9P. So this 9 divides the 90 and you'll get P equals to 10. Therefore, so we did 3 questions related with the calculation of mean of continuous series of data. This method, we call it direct method. There are few more methods, but we'll be doing one more method in this video. That is assumed mean method. We call it shortcut as well. If the values are large or the table is long, we can use the assumed method to simplify calculations. Of course, we can use the previous direct method as well, but we can use assumed mean method to simplify the calculation. Let's try to understand it through an example with the step-by-step process. Okay? Suppose you are given a question, the wages in rupees and number of workers. Here the numbers involved are larger than what we have done before, right? In this case, it is better to use assumed mean method. Again, you can use the direct method that we have done just before. Let's follow the step-by-step process. In this method as well, we'll be making the frequency table with mid value first. That is, in the class interval 450 to 550, there are 60 workers and the mid value between 450 and 550 is 500. Okay? And follow the same process to make the frequency table and mid value. Up to here, the process is same. Now let's do the further steps. First step after this is choose any value, preferably middle of the mid value as the mean and denote it by letter A. So you have to go to the mid value column, and out of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mid values, you can choose any one as your assumed mean. And it's better to choose the middle one. Okay, like 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 700 comes in the middle, so choose 700. But if the data are even in number, then of course you'll not get the middle value, right? So you can choose any. So I chose 700 as my assumed mean. This is second step. First, we make the frequency table with mid value. Second, we choose one of the value from the mid value column as our assumed mean. It's better to choose from the middle one if possible. Third step, find the difference between each mid value and the assumed mean. Okay, let me explain what does it mean. In the first row, mid value is 500 and the assumed mean is 700. You need to find the difference of 500 and 700 and we call it the deviation. Okay? So we represent the deviation by D. Not only for 500, you'll be doing the same for 600, 700, 800, 900. Find the difference of each of these mid value with 700 and write as the deviation value. Let's have a look. How does it look? See, D is deviation, which is the difference between mid value and assumed mean. For the first data, mid value is 500, assumed mean for all is 700, so 500 minus 700 minus 200. 600 minus 700 minus 100. This 700 minus 700 0. 800 minus 700 100. 900 minus 700 is 200. So we will be calculating the difference of mid value and assumed mean. Let's move to the third step. Now, this deviation D will be multiplied by the frequency. Multiply each deviation D by corresponding frequency, then obtain summation FD and summation F. See, in the previous method, we used to multiply the mid value with frequency. Now in this method, we multiply the deviated value with the frequency. Means this minus 200 will be multiplied by 16 and it will be minus 3200. Likewise, if you multiply this minus 100 with 24, then it becomes minus 2400. 0 into 30 is 0. 19 into 100 is 1900. 11 into 200 is 2200. After that, find the sum of FDs and sum of F. That gives you sum of F 16, 24, 30, 19, 11. If you sum up them all, you'll get 100. Likewise, minus 3200 minus 2400 plus 0 plus 1900 plus 2200. This is minus 1500. This is the third step. And the final one, just use the formula. The formula to calculate mean in this assumed mean method is A plus summation FD by N. Here A is assumed mean. Let's do it. A, you have assumed 700. Summation FD you have calculated over here. N you have calculated over here. Just use the formula, okay? Formula to calculate mean is A plus summation FD by N. A is 700, summation FD is minus 1500, N is 100. So 700 remains same. Plus times minus is minus. 1500 divided by 100 is 15. So 700 minus 15 is 685. Hence, the average daily wages of the workers is rupees 6085. In both the methods, like this assumed method and direct method, you'll get the same value as your answer, but only the process is different. So, while calculating the mean, that is average of continuous data, you just need to remember to find the midpoints, that is mid values, multiply by frequencies. If it is assumed method, calculate the deviation and multiply with frequencies, add them up and use the formula, final formula to calculate the mean. Wasn't that easy? If this helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe and share it with your classmates or friends who might be stuck. Got any questions or topic you would like me to cover next? Drop it in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Before signing off, please check your understanding through this quiz.